Welcome back to another episode. Thanks for joining us. Well, it should just say me. Left the wife and the kids at home. It's going to be a real shame I'm going to miss them all weekend. Boys trip, you beauty! So anyway, this weekend we're doing a trip out to Stanthorpe, Warwick area. Sundown National Park is the final destination for where we're setting up camp. And the reason why we're heading out that way is doing an Emptyesky run. The concept behind that is basically just to get out to some, western towns that have been doing it tough through the drought, fires, etc. So we're heading out that way. So we're going to go and visit a few shops and places along the way, spend some money, and then end up at Sundown National Park. So I'm looking forward to that. The weather has turned it on. It's absolutely picture perfect. Yeah, not quite, but in a way it actually is, because we definitely need the rain, and all the towns and everything out there need the rain as well, more than what we do on the coast. So fingers crossed it's raining out there. But should be a good weekend, good bunch of lads, and visiting a few towns and places along the way. So Emptyesky Run 2020. Get amongst it. Here we are. Action shot. How good's the weather, big fella?
Oh mate, we're in drought.
Yeah.
We're in drought. There's no water here.
This is magic. Beautiful weather. Exactly what we want. But how good is this joint? Look at this. Would you say that it's ripe for the picking?
I'd say it's pretty juicy, mate.
This is unreal. Christoph, what's the name of this joint, mate? Sutton's Juice.
You can't come to Stanthorpe without coming here and stocking up your juice. That's the rule.
Done. So weather's continuing to be perfect. Just made it to Brass Monkey Brew House. So go and grab a few bevies. That's it. Working. Drop the tyres down to 18, same as what I generally run on the beach anyway. Talking to the crew, they're all running different pressures as well. And so, yeah, just going to take it steady, slow as she goes. It started to rain again, so it should be interesting. See how we go. But got a good crew of up 4 drivers with loads of experience between everyone here, so the good thing is, you know, I've got that to tap into and just take it easy. Worst case scenario, just pull back and go to another campsite. Fingers crossed, here we go. As you can see, the rain had really settled in by this stage, which of course was a big welcome to this whole area. Really needed the rain. Also made the tracks a little bit interesting. But on the tracks, they really weren't that challenging. The biggest thing that I'd have to say to you is time. Allow for plenty of time, as these tracks, the main track in particular, was slow going. Just rocky, undulating, twists and turns everywhere. You really couldn't get a consistent speed up, so you're consistently going up and down the gears and at a really slow pace. So hence why I've heard in the past that they do say to allow for a couple of hours from the main entrance where we came in all the way through to Burrows Waterhole, which was our goal, to allow for about 2 hours. And we did that, and we definitely needed every bit of that. In fact, with obviously stopping and starting and doing what we're doing in the convoy, it rough and ready was about 3 hours by the time that we got into camp after initially driving through the front gate. However, if you are looking for some challenging tracks, there was plenty of offshoots for you to duck down, give yourself a bit of a challenge, have plenty of fun with. Obviously our main goal this afternoon was just to get into camp. Tomorrow, when we're hoping that the weather clears up, is when we'll definitely go look for those challenging tracks and have a bit of a fun driving around and testing out the gear. How we going here, lads?
What's going on?
Doing all right? Just a little bit of a pit stop after getting our kidneys punched by Mike Tyson for the last hour and a half. Yeah, it's been a tough trip. All right. Well, anyway, fun and games ahead. I think the guys are going to do a bit of a challenging track up here. Is that right?
Very mildly challenging.
Oh,
Full extreme.
he's talking it down now.
Done.
Boom. So we just got into camp. Well, not just. You can see that we're pretty well set up. But it's wet. It's miserable. And everything's wet after sitting in the rain all day. Big fella's got the right idea. Have a look at this. This is definitely going to be the driest spot of them all. That looks mint.
Ben can pass me my dinner and
Yeah. Good work.
Now he's dreaming. He's delusional.
So anyway, we finally got in. It was what, 3 hours on the track?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
So 3 hours on the track. I mean, having to rescue this guy all the time is really frustrating.
Sorry, man, I'm letting you down everywhere I go.
Here's the guys all set up. How's the rooftop tent? First time setting it up. Oh, is it brand new?
We've only had it for a week. Like we got stuck. We didn't even know where those things went.
Oh, dude.
I'm just like getting the shits. It's so hard. Just like, why couldn't it just be sunny?
Oh,
First time setting it up and it's in the rain.
look at this. Yeah. So yeah, it's muddy. It's wet. Tent's wet inside. Fire hasn't started yet. I mean, come on, big fella. What, isn't that your job?
Whose tent's wet inside?
Yeah, mine. How you boys going over here? Oh, mate, hold on, let me have a look. Yeah, looking brilliant, mate. Looking brilliant. Good as gold.
Just gotta fix it. Need some more lights.
Yeah. Mate, you are looking beautiful as ever.
You finished cooking it. Well, you just sit there and wait until...
Doing it real lazy tonight. Like I said, it's been a mad day on the tracks. Big long day, visiting everyone in Stanthorpe, Warwick, all those other places, which was really rad. But yeah, feed, maybe a bevy or two, and then bed. So, sweet. Alright, enough of that slow-paced stuff. So, plan of attack for today was we're going to go and have some fun. We're heading out of Burrows Waterhole, and we're looking to tackle the Rats Castle Loop track. Now, this track itself wasn't anything too crazy difficult, but in these current conditions where the ground was really soft underfoot, and in particular soft under the tyres, you'd see that it was just going to be clogging up the treads and we were just going to turn to slicks. So Barney stepped up, he said he'd be the test dummy, and we sent him down first just to see how the track would handle and what we might actually be looking to expect out of the track. So it wasn't so much the difficult part of getting down, it was more how we were going to go getting back up. So Barney gave it a red hot crack here, but it was just too questionable with some of the other vehicles that we had in the convoy. So what we did do is we started to have a look at a few other tracks that we were able to potentially tackle a lot easier than this. So we went on a bit of a trudge and we found a nice track that was actually probably 100 or 2 meters away, and although it was winding through the trees, it was definitely a lot more achievable, so that's what we went with. It was achievable, everyone was comfortable, I'll admit, except for me, because again, just concerned about being able to get back up the top. Didn't have a winch, didn't have the ability, because it was winding through the trees, that comfortably to do a snatch recovery or assistance. So I just decided I'll leave the collie behind and jump in with Rico from Black Bear Tides. Alright, so that's a wrap for the weekend. Been an absolute cracking weekend. We're done and dusted for the Emptyesky run. it was a wicked weekend. Finished off with some awesome full driving, wicked camp spot. But more importantly, the reason why we did the whole thing was just to get into remote communities and spend some money and try to boost up the economy in those areas. So it all went really well. Wicked bunch of people, fantastic weekend, and we don't know the final tally, but we definitely raised some good funds for the local outback communities. Thanks for watching. See you next time.